man. Toasty. Oh, now it's an F20. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be doing more preventative maintenance on the FARMALL H. I'm actually halfway through it right now. I just forgot to record an intro. I realized I was editing the video. But without further ado, let's get to working on the H. So, now that I got my tripod back, we can get some better shots. We're gonna rip apart this carburetor and grease up the tractor tonight. Only got a little while to work on it, but progress is progress. Nice and toasty by the wood burner here. I lost my flashlight. I lost my flathead, but I only got a Leatherman. That's good enough. So the problem with this carburetor is I don't think the needle and seats in it are seating properly. They might be needling, but they're definitely not seating. So the needle actually might be more of a blunt rod, for lack of better words, like someone really crammed it on down, but I guess we'll find out here. I took apart the carburetor on the 504, which is very similar to this. The thing I love about these tractor carbs is they're literally just a giant, oversized lawnmower carburetor. Not a lot to them. I went to the store the other day just to look at rebuild kits on these, and it was 38 bucks. And I mean, I guess maybe that's normal, but I just was like, what the heck? So I was like, I'll buy a rebuild kit while I'm there, and I'm like, well, not for that price. Let's see if I could just fix this one first. But if I gotta buy a rebuild kit, it's not the end of the world. Okay, brass float. Needles doing needle things. Oh, it's sticking a little bit. I don't feel like there's fuel. I don't feel fuel in there, so that's good. In the float, that is. The bowl itself here, it's looking pretty clean, actually. Not super concerned about that. However, here's our idle jet right here. I suppose I could have just taken it off when I was on the tractor, but... Okay. Yeah, I definitely want to blow out some of these passages here, like the jet right here. In fact, if you look at that, it looks like part of the jet actually broke on off. Not that I was planning on removing that, but noted. Now I'll take a gander at the main jet. Okay. The choke shaft feels really good too. There's not a lot of play in there, so we're not really getting any vacuum leaks. She might be dirty, but she's pretty solid, especially when we let her soak in some fuel. Really clean her on up. Pretty healthy. Yeah, I'd say she's pretty golden. Oh, it was a little anticlimactic, but that's alright. We'll get this carburetor all nice and clean though next time we see it on the tractor. Alright. Just because I did have it means I have to do it. Carburetor 3233. Yep, the main fuel adjusting screw and idle stop screw. Good to double check. I should probably look for that screen retainer there too, see if it's all clogged up. Well, I'll be. There's a screen there. Huh. Looks pretty clean to boot, too. Alright, carbs apart, no real surprises, that's pretty sweet. Now that they'll be soaking in fuel, let's go around the tractor here and start greasing up every zerk that can be greased, and take note of the ones that will not take grease or are snapped off. And hold up, I got a page for that. I got a page for greasing right here. First thing to grease is the water pump shaft. It says 2 good strokes per the manual. Alright, no dude. We might have to come back to this guy. Next up, the fan hub bearing. That looks like it hasn't been greased in a while, too. Next up is the generator cups, and it calls for 8 to 10 drops of 20 weight oil. Well, I have 30 weight oil here, and I don't have a dripper, so just going to kind of splurge some oil at it and call it good. I assume these ride in just bronze bushings, so I don't think I'll be too picky. Next up, it says lube the oil cups on the starter motor. Well, the starter motor is aftermarket. It's been rebuilt. It doesn't have any oil cups, so that's fine. She's got seal bearings. Now, one more thing I need to do this tractor. I did forget to do the ignition timing as well, so we will come back and do that. Now we're just going to fill this until it comes out of the relief plug, which should be on the opposite side of this plug is what it said. But truth be told, I'm not quite sure where it's at, so we're just going to put some grease in there and see if we see some grease come out somewhere. Ooh, never find that again. Now just to give her a few strokes until we can flush out some of that junk grease. Rear axle bearings. It appears the axle bearing on this side is completely, well, non-get too greasable? Oh, it is, but the fitting was taking out. Huh. Of course I could just jam a fitting in there and shoot grease in it, but then there's so much dirt and junk in there too that it just fill up that poor bearing with dirt, so that sucks. I think we're gonna have to pop the wheel off and pop this off in order to get to it. Well, it's just the way she goes. Noted. Well, in order to get to where I need to get to next, I gotta take the front grille off. Now it's an F20. Dang mice. It's got shutters though, that's cool. Look at this guy. The upper bolster pivot shaft. I don't know why I thought I had to remove the front hood to get to this grease zerk, but oh well, it's just one of those nights. I'm glad I removed it though, because now we see that mouse nest there and we can clean it up. Next up is the starting crank bearing. So if you want to hand crank to start this, which I don't plan on doing, but I still like to grease everything. And I did make sure to grease this on the F20. Probably the first time this has ever been greased. Oh, but she's taking it. Kinda. Steering shaft bearing. I know I've actually greased this recently, but we'll give her a couple spritzes here. Good as new. Next up, the steering shaft bearing. More by the gauges here. Ooh, see that? Got a lot of play in there. Well, my phone's about to die, so I'll have to call it quits for tonight. But before I go, I have to do a little evicting here. Hold your breath, don't breathe it in. Clutch release shaft on both sides. The clutch release bearing on the bottom here. And it says give it 10 full strokes. Truth be told, I can't even see the darn thing. Well, shoot, truth be told, can't even see the darn thing. 1/2 inch. Oh, 9/16. Where are you hiding? Oh, right there. So I think what happened is that cover plate was put on backwards, so I was seeing here, and I should have saw there. I guess while I'm under here, I can feel the condition of the bearing. It's kind of hard with all the grease, but I don't feel it grinding, so I guess that's a perk. But if we ever split this tractor, probably be smart to replace that. All right, 10 pumps. Next up, checking the condition on the front wheel bearings, adjusting the pre-tension on the bearing itself, and jacking up the tractor a little bit, of course, to do that. If you're going off the loader here, would be a hit or miss. Now let's see how the wheel sounds. A little growly. That's a shaft steering. Fortunately, not a lot of play in the old girl. So I think she's fine. How about the other side? Oh, the other side's still touching the ground. We'll have to jack up the other side for that one. Honestly, I'd say this grease is still in good condition. I really don't feel the need to repack this. I will say, this tractor's had a hard life, but it seems like a lot of these grease zerks and bearings are actually pretty well taken care of. Now the passenger side tire here. Get out of here. Oh, not too bad. Again, that's just playing the steering there. But not a lot of up and down play. Oh, I forgot to bust the nuts loose on the ground, but let's see if I'll get lucky here. Ooh, this one was taken apart at a different time. And this grease looks a little bit worse for wear. I think I'll put a little bit of grease in this guy. I wish I had some brake clean, but that stuff's too expensive. Well, I'm sorry, sir, but I wasn't asking. I was telling. Whew. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you guys there. 1.25 inch wrench or socket, whatever you're feeling that day. Little press fit. Oh yeah, right in the dirt. That's good for the bearing. So as luck would have it, you know, they say in the manual on these to clean these in kerosene. I'm assuming because kerosene was cheaper than gasoline back in the day. And I use gasoline as a cleaning solvent too. Not that I recommend it, but you can. But as luck would have it, I happen to have some kerosene just sitting around I've been meaning to get rid of. So I guess we're actually going to be a little bit instruction politically correct here and clean the things the way it ought to be. And it also doesn't knock you on your feet when you walk in the shop the next morning. Original IH bearings right there. That's pretty cool. And so far, just looking at the rollers here, they seem fine. I mean, they're not brand new, but good enough for what it's for. How glad they reuse these. Might as well clean up all the other hardware too. Next up is our spindle here. And she is greasy. So when I drive this tractor, it likes to pull to the right. And I don't know if it's because of this wheel or not. Honestly, the spindle looks fine. It's a little bit of a step there, but I don't think I'm that worried about it. The wheel felt fine when it was on there. So I think that's more of something else going on and not necessarily the wheel bearing. It's just a coincidence that this side needed grease. Oh, that must be pressed on there. Yep, that's pressed on. Can't pull that guy off. That's okay. So there's our bearing right on the spindle there. I say it's advisable just to leave it on there anyways and clean it with a brush and some kerosene, so we'll do just that. See, now unfortunately I do not have a brush. All my brushes are bad at the moment, so we're just going to kind of make do by just dipping a little kerosene on it. I think that'll be fine. Now, if you guys made it this far in the video and you're like, why are you putting this much work into this beater tractor? Especially when you don't plan on possibly even keeping it. And the answer is, well, two answers. One, this is like therapy to me. I just enjoy working on stuff and taking care of things. And the second answer is when I work on a H I care more about, I'll know the inner workings of these things. So if I'm going to mess up something, I might as well mess it up on a junky one. And I guess 3, makes good YouTube content. Channel's really growing and people seem to like this stuff. So if I'm going to do it, I might as well record it. And that's kind of been the philosophy of the whole channel. All the stuff you see me do, I don't do for YouTube. I do it for myself. And I just decided to record it. So then I guess I do it for others too. But I do it for all of us. But no, it's only a hobby. Now I got these bearings cleaned to the best of my ability. And they roll fine. They'll be all good. I think our rear wheel seal is a little bit cheeched up here, but not that worried about it. We're not going to be driving this H through any fields. I guess some gravel dust might get back there, but that's about it. Next up, to clean the inner races on the wheel hub here. Well, I suppose these are technically the outer races. Won't hurt to clean the little lip that goes into the seal too. Not that we're replacing the seal or anything, but be just neat and tidy about it. Now for the other race. Now there's a big cavity in here I can't quite get all the kerosene at, so while I'm applying grease to the spindle, I'm just going to leave a rag in there in hopes it'll soak up most of that kerosene while we're working on the tractor. Now I got just some generic, normal, general purpose grease. I was going to use the high temp red grease because that's usually what I put in wheel bearings, but well, this tractor isn't going highway speed, so I don't think we need to worry about her, getting high temp grease. Save that for the cars. Tractors, they can get this stuff. And then here's our other bearing, and now the way I'm going to pack this is like however you want. I know there's a million ways you could pack these bearings, and I know some people take them very religiously. I don't care. It'll be fine, especially considering it's a tractor, not going highway speeds. This is how I'll pack it. Got some new cleaner gloves for the bearing. Put a little bit more grease in there. Can't really over grease wheel bearings in my experience. I could be wrong. Wash your hands. A little bit more grease. Needs a little kerosene thinning it out, but it'll be fine. Get her tight, and then back it off a quarter turn. Wipe some of the rocks off here. And then just pack this cap with the remaining grease that we got. Which actually might be lacking. I might need to open up a fresh unit. It'll be fine. Smeared it around a little bit. This is my strategy. I don't know if that's a strategy, but it's mine. I did not realize how versatile kerosene is as a cleaner. I might have to get some more of that stuff, with the accepted risk that it's extremely flammable, but you know, the world wasn't built on men that was scared of flammable kerosene. It was built on men that respected flammable kerosene. Oh, and before we drop it down, I did notice one thing. If you take a look at the upper bolster pivot shaft here, we got a lot of side-to-side play. And it looks like it follows the whole shaft on the way up. So that'll be something we'll have to investigate, but it's not a big deal, it still works. Oh, you got caught again. Now for the fun part, burning all the kerosene, but upon cleaning my tools off here, I started cleaning off my old little adjustable wrench here that I accidentally stole from shop class. Oh, back in 2017, 2018. And I never knew this had a green handle. I'd say like, how long ago was 2017? 8 years? This was always a black handle, so greasy. First time this wrench has like ever been cleaned. It's a green handle, so my permanently borrowed wrench is now a permanently borrowed clean wrench. Brag out. Man. Toasty. Well, anyways, guys, that's the update thus far on the loader FARMALL H. I'm going to do a little bit more preventative maintenance on it. We're going to try and figure out why this is loose. If you guys know, please drop in the comments below. And please also drop a like, comment, subscribe on this video. Again, really helps me out. I say that every video, and I'm going to continue saying that because the channel's doing great, and it's thanks to guys like you and gals. But yeah, the next thing we're probably going to do is put proper grease inside of the steering shaft here, the steering hub. I forgot the name of it. You know, the thing that steers, that makes the turning do the turning things. And a couple other things. Maybe even try and fix that grease on the back hub. I'm not sure yet. I might want to do that outside the shop with another loader tractor or something of that sort. But anyways, guys, we'll have this thing running soon. I don't plan on having this down long term. Just want to do some preventative maintenance on it. And again, like I said, working on tractors is therapeutic to me, and I'm having a lot of fun doing this. So stick around for more FARMALL H loader content, and soon we'll get this guy out of the shop in the 504 in the shop after I insulate it in here, because that's my biggest project I want to do this winter. I want to probably not completely overhaul, but definitely do a good overhaul job on my 504, because that was my first tractor, and I've been meaning to put love and attention to that thing. And that's kind of the main tractor on the farm here, and it's a good unit. Thanks guys for watching, and have a great rest of your day, night, or whatever it is, wherever time you're at. I gotta get better at these outros. Man, that kerosene is stuck on my ring finger and it burns.